Alright, fellow TVD fans, here's what we gotta do. We gotta grab a deep fryer, we gotta grab Sybil, and then we gotta make ourselves some fish sticks, because this chick's gotta go. Hi guys, it's Sarah from Book Nerds and Fangirls, and today I'll be reviewing the very disappointing episode for Vampire Diaries, which is 8-2, the very second episode. You know, usually they go, with Halloween themes, but this month we just got a really bad news for Delana shippers, and I hate Sybil now. I wasn't gonna like her to begin with because she was messing with Elena's man, but this just made me hate her even more. Okay, so let's get started on reviewing the episode. I wanted to start off by saying the level of sass. The episode starts out with Damon and Enzo trying to find people for Sybil to feed on via a hotel. And what's funny is that the level of sass Damon and Sybil have of each other is pretty funny. You could feel the sassiness between them, and I kinda get if Sybil has a crush on Damon, but why do you have to go and erase Elena out of his memory to actually go do that? I mean, come on. Please. Okay, and of course we have the Delana scene. We have the scene where Damon keeps on going back in his memory, and he's holding on to the memory of when him and Elena first met, which comes into effect a little later, which is how Sybil does what she does, and I'm like, this chick has gotta go, because she's messing with my Delana, and she's messing with Benzo, and she even messes with Stefan a little bit in this episode, and I'm just all like, no. Just no. No, so of course we have all this going on. Sybil really wants to get into Enzo's head. Like, it's easy for her to get into Damon's head for reasons, but Enzo really tries to put up a fight with her. So whenever she goes to sneak a peek in his mind, he doesn't think of Bonnie as much as he thinks of Sarah. Which, who knew that Sarah was gonna be in this episode, because that was surprising. I didn't know they would bring her back just for an episode. But, you know, whatever. He thought of Sarah so Sybil wouldn't go after Bonnie, which was a pretty smart idea. I wish Damon would have thought about someone else besides Elena at that moment. Sybil went to go raise one, but you know, whatever. So of course, like Sybil's plan is for Damon and Enzo to go kill Sarah. And of course, Caroline and Bonnie catch wind of this, and so they tell Stefan everything, and they decide to go protect Sarah. So we go on this road trip, and I wrote down awkward third wheel moments, because it was very awkward, because we're in this scene with Caroline and Bonnie, and Caroline, of course, is being lovey-dovey at totally inappropriate moments, which I'll get to how pissed I am at them at the end. And because what they did at the end of this episode really pissed me off for multiple reasons. So they're all acting lovey-dovey, and here is Bonnie all going like, well, that's awkward. I'm gonna put in my headphones, and I'm like, we've all been there. We've all been with the lovey-dovey couple. Well, either our boyfriend's away, or we don't have a boyfriend, and we just want to ignore them because they're so lovey-dovey that they kind of want to make us puke. I mean, Caroline makes me want to puke to begin with, so that one made me extra blah. I'm a Bonnie on that one. I don't know what Eternal Damnation. I wrote Eternal Damnation, LOL. I can't remember. I think it was the conversation that Damon and Enzo had on the park bench where I wrote Eternal Damnation. And he's all like, well, being with Sybil is better than Eternal Damnation. They're talking about how Sybil should have them hell, so I don't think Sybil is the ultimate big bad of this season, but we're gonna see that. And the next thing I wrote is, like, I watched this episode 2 days ago, so it's a little fuzzy in my memory, so this review is not gonna be, like, detailed like the last one. So, of course, we have Georgie and Alark, and they're trying to do something. Here's Georgie trying a little too hard to get Alark's attention, because, of course, she has the biggest crush in the world with him. And I'm like, girl, you are trying too hard, and she refers to, what's her name? I don't really know her name. She refers to Caroline and Alark's nanny as a hot nanny, and I'm just thinking, I kind of agree with her. She is kind of hot looking, but it's not like Georgie doesn't have her qualities. It's not like she can't get Alark. I'm wondering who Alark's gonna end up with this season, because this is his last love interest. I also wrote hot nanny, haha. So, of course, here's, we come to the part where Damon and Enzo find Sarah. Sarah, Vervain, darts Damon. They try to get Sarah up there to her apartment, and Sarah comes in, and here's Caroline, Stefan, and Bonnie, and we have this look between Bonnie and Enzo doesn't want Bonnie to be there, because the more he has Bonnie in his memory, the more Sybil could actually fuck with that. So, of course, we have that. I think I could remember most of that. Of course, we have that. And then we have this scene where Bonnie and Enzo go out. I don't remember why they're going outside. They're going outside to do something. And, of course, Bonnie doesn't really get why he can't leave Sybil behind, why he can't just run away from her, and she ends up verbaining him and stuffing him in the back of her car, and driving off of him, trying to get him as far away from the siren as they possibly can. And then we have the others. So here's Stefan, Caroline, and Sarah. And Sarah and Stefan have this conversation about them being relatives. It's all like, I don't really want you to be my relative. And I kind of get that, because she's safe, unless she's with Damon and Stefan. And of course, Damon doesn't really know about her, so he doesn't really care that he's carrying these people. That he's killing these people named Sarah Nelson, because he doesn't know why Sybil has this connection to her, or why Enzo has this connection to her. And then Caroline's outside. She's talking to her daughter on the phone, and then here comes Damon. He stabs Caroline in the back. Throws her daylight ring off to where she can't get it, and it's actually in the sun, so she can't get it. And I'm all like, that is just like the best moment ever. I really like how mean Damon is kind of being to Caroline. No, he didn't necessarily kill her, because of course he still cares somewhat. So he stabs Caroline in the back, throws her daylight ring off, and then goes to kill Sarah so she won't get in his way. And of course that was smart, Damon. I mean, take out Caroline, because Caroline's always gonna try to mess things up for him. And I'm all like, okay, that was pretty smart of Damon. But here we go. I think this was the scene before Damon Stefan. So Bonnie and Enzo are trying to get out. Enzo wakes up. He starts having this really bad headache, because the siren is trying to pull him back in via her song, and it's said that they actually can't leave Sybil, Damon, and Enzo, because their mind is connected to her mind, and it's all this very weird connection thing. So we're gonna go back to Stefan, Sarah, and Damon. So here goes Damon. He tries to attack Sarah. He has Sarah in this deathlock, and he's about to kill her. And then Steven chooses his time to tell Damon that that's Uncle Zach's daughter. And of course, Damon doesn't believe him because he killed the baby from so many years ago. And here is this was Steven's way of keeping him in check. And of course, that might be a very bad idea for That's a very bad idea for Steven to do. Pretty smart, but very bad to begin with. So here's Steven begging Damon to let Sarah go. And here's a moment where I'm actually analyzing this. This because Steven's all telling him, you know what the right thing is to do. You know what Elena would want you to do. And here's Damon. We're doing Elena here, and he's still holding on to Sarah. And then Steven says, then do it for me, and he lets Sarah go. So I don't think Damon has lost every shred of humanity he has, because I think he's actually holding on to the love he has for his brother. And that would be pretty epic, I must say, that Damon would probably... Of course, he doesn't care about these other people because they're not connected to Steven in his mind, because he doesn't know who Elena is anymore. So, of course, he doesn't care about anyone else, but he might care about his brother, and he won't necessarily hurt Caroline like we saw in the promos for the next episode. So I'm a little curious as if he still has a connection to the way he feels for his brother, because that's also another shred of humanity that Damon could hold on to, is the love he has for Steven. And I wonder why he didn't just do this. I mean, I don't know. I have no clue. So here's Damon. He lets go of Sarah. He tells Sarah to run. She tries to run out the door, and here goes Sybil. Here comes Sybil again. Wow, this bitch is really getting on my nerves. She stabs Sarah in the chest, I think. It was right here. So she stabs Sarah, and of course, Sarah goes down because she's dying. And she tells Steven to stay right there so he can't help Sarah, because he's under her mind control now. But I guess Sybil could do levels of mind control. I don't know how her mind control works. It might be a very interesting thing to get into a little bit later. So she mind controls him to stay right where he's at, watching a dying Sarah and not to move a muscle. So of course he can't help Sarah, who's bleeding out. Damon is looking and going like, But of course Sybil goes up to him and goes, what part of kill Sarah did you not understand? You defied my orders, which takes a lot of guts and maybe a shred of humanity. So the question is, what shred of humanity are you hiding from me? And before that, which is another question I have, she says, so who's Elena? Because I guess she overheard Steven, because I guess she has super hearing too. Or she's really just that jealous and she was listening through a door. But my question is, how does Sybil not know who Elena is whenever she's the one who used the memories of Elena and Elena's voice to draw Damon in the first place? So that's my question. How does she not know who Elena is if she went through Damon's memories in the first place and she was luring him in this way? That's my question. How do you not know who Elena is? How do you not already have a lock on that memory that Damon is using to salvage his humanity at this moment? That is my question. That's like, why? How do you not know who Elena is? Oh, and then I almost forgot, but we'll get back to that a little bit, because Caroline is actually the last thing I'm talking about, as well as Georgie, and the sweet Bunny, and oh wait, that's like after this one. So of course, Sybil goes into Damon's mind. I guess Damon isn't thinking about anything except that he just got caught red-handed and he can't really hide Elena away from Sybil anymore. So Sybil goes into his mind, finds the memories of the very first memory he had of Elena. And this is where this bitch is really effing with the Delana fandom, as well as Julie Plec. So thanks, Julie Plec, for that, I guess, yeah. I'm not a happy camper. I really do not like her messing with Delana. Why can't you mess with Steroline for a good episode or two? Why do you always have to mess with our Delana memories? So, of course, like, flashback to season 6 when Elena lost all her memories of Damon except the bad ones of him. Sybil doesn't even do that kindness for us. Sybil, what she does is she gets into Damon's mind to find out who Elena really is, which still aggravates me because she should know who Elena is by this point. So she gets into Damon's mind. They have this montage of Delana that really hits me in the heart because those were all that was like maybe one of my favorite Delana montages that they've ever done in quick view. So of course she's holding on to Damon's head and she's like, "Oh, I could fix this. That's no problem." So instead of Damon thinking that he met Elena that night, he now thinks that Sybil is the girl he met and the girl he fell in love with for all these years. So of course now Damon thinks Sybil is the love of his life. Which pans another question as to if he still has memories of Elena, or if, well, he doesn't have memories of Elena, but you know what I mean, like the consequences that Elena had, or what? Because of course we have all the Sybil moments. Did she like interact all these memories on top of the Delana memories? Because she has to sabotage some memories in order for Damon not to ask questions, like the fact that Elena is in a mystical magical coma. Did she like erase that memory from his mind, or does he think Sybil was the one in the coma and now he has questions for Sybil about how she got out of that magical sleeping coma? Or Sybil might have just like, since she could erase memories, she could also probably morph the memories some to what she really wants them to be. So I'm guessing she replaced that with the fact that she was in, I don't know if it's a tomb or a crypt or the tunnels. She could have had Damon going to try to find her because she's his long lost love. I have no clue. Don't know how she did that. Am curious to find out. Next episode, they'll probably explain it. All these plot holes. You know, there's a lot of plot holes here. And there's only 14 episodes left. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So after that, of course, Stefan is like, this is like one of the saddest scenes that actually legitimately made me cry. Okay, so Damon opens his eyes and Stefan tells him, Damon, you have to fight, or Damon, fight. And then, of course, here's Sarah dying, and then Damon, this is the moment we know that Damon lost all his memories of Elena and is now truly evil because he says why. And I'm like, oh my god, that just hit me straight in the feels, because now he doesn't know who Elena is. And people think that just if Elena comes back and she could help Damon get back his memory, or the first time he'll see her, he'll get them automatically back, and that's not exactly the case, because if we remember season 6, Damon thought the same thing, that their eyes would meet and all these memories would come back to her, and it didn't. So I would like to really see if Nia Dobrev is gonna come back and have to fight hard for Damon to get Damon to remember, because I would really love to see Elena work on that, honestly. And I need Nia Dobrev to be back. She said she would be should at least be in the final episode. She promised us that. And Julie Plec is saying she's 100% behind going on the finale. So we'll hold Nina to that. But back to the episode. So, of course, Damon is gone. Sarah dies, which, it felt a little bit sad to me. I didn't really have a connection to Sarah, so I was all like, okay, character death. Steven's devastated. Then it goes to Bonnie and Caroline. Of course, Caroline is still cowering over in the corner because, of course, she still has that thing Damon stabbed her with in the back. She can't necessarily get her daylight ring because it's all the way in the sun corner. Bonnie gets it for Caroline, pulls this thing out of her back, and they have this really sweet conversation where, how do you think it makes me feel that the love of my life isn't here and you keep on butting your relationship in? And I really like the conversation because Bonnie tells Caroline, okay, it's not that I mind your relationship with Steven, I'm really happy for you, but when I see you with your kid, with Steven, you're really happy, you have your job, you have your life, you have your kids, and everything's just going great for you, and here I am, my boyfriend is evil, and I can't do a thing about it. So, of course, that makes me upset. And of course, Caroline's all like, I'm sorry, yada yada, I'll always be here for you. Just, if you want to rage at me, just rage at me. And it was a really sweet Caroline and Bonnie moment, because I feel like we have a lot of good Caroline and Bonnie moments now that Elena is not here. Because Elena was a mutual friend that they could both talk to each other, and now that Elena's gone, they both have to actually communicate with each other, and it's actually a nice change to see Caroline and Bonnie actually showing us what best friends they really are, because Elena seemed like she was everyone's best friend, and Caroline and Bonnie just seemed like they just hung out with each other because they had to most days, and that was really a nice change. Of course, Devin tells everyone what happened to Damon, and then here's got you. Think about that we got this Georgie thing. And on the sidelines, we had this Georgie and Lark thing, and we find out that Georgie was actually died and went to hell. Because she was killed in a car crash that killed her best friend. And of course, people murdering people, well, it's manslaughter. Manslaughter is technically a sin. So she went to hell. Hell had a terrifying experience, and that is why this symbol is like right here in her thing, because she went to hell and then she, for a split second, and then she came back from hell, and I'm just over here like, okay, so we could use Georgie to find out everything we need to know about this living hell, and of course, Lark is trying to find this missing artifact, and she finds it, and Georgie finds it, and I'm happy that Georgie found it, because it's actually a trident, and I'm all like, oh my god, can we use it to kill Sybil, because she's a siren, and I guess that's her thing, her weapon of choice. I think that's why it was mailed with her, because Sybil could actually use that. It's kind of like Reyna's sword. When you think about it, it's her tunnel to hell. Hell for all the souls that are supposed to go to hell. So I'm guessing they're using that instead. I don't know. I guess we'll find out about that later. We only got 14 episodes left, so let's hope they stop dilly-dallying around with everything and really get into the hardcore stuff of the episodes. And then, of course, we have the scene, I think it was Sybil and Enzo. Okay, and then we have the scene with Sybil, Enzo, and Damon. Damon and Sybil, of course, are feeding off this chick. And here's my thing. If Sybil has replaced Elena in all of Damon's memories. Does that mean we have to watch Sybil and Damon having sex? Because, no. It's like, why? Why? I'm thinking that's gonna come, but I'm hoping it doesn't. I hope she strays away from the sex scenes between Damon and Sybil if they do have sex, because, ugh. Watching Caroline having sex is bad enough for me. Why do I have to watch Sybil and Damon do it too? But I'm curious about that. So, of course, Damon catches Enzo by surprise, almost tears out his heart, and that is how Sybil gets into Enzo's memories. And then we have this scene between Enzo and Bonnie, and of course they have they're arguing about breaking free of Sybil and how he can't, and how he needs her to understand that he can't. He can't, and she has to let him go, and she's all like, well, I'm not gonna do that. And of course they're making out, and Sybil sees this, and flashback to Sybil and Damon jerks his hand out, and Sybil says, how come I've never seen her before? And I'm just over here like, oh, great. Awesome. That's awesome. Awesome. So next week I hope Bonnie's okay, but not ever. It's the last season, so anything could happen. And here is the last scene, the scene that really pissed me off. And it's not even because of the couple, it's because it's such an inappropriate time to actually do this. So we have Steven and Caroline, and Steven was doing something in the beginning episode with the walls. So turns out he was building a bedroom for Lizzie and Josie, so they could spend the night here. And here's something that I really like Caroline for. I didn't say love Caroline for because besides Steven, Caroline is my second least favorite character as original pack, but Caroline really does something to redeem herself at this moment. So Steven says that Caroline and her daughters are the only family he has left, and she says that's not true. You still have Damon, and he's all like, no, I don't. And of course she's trying to convince him otherwise, and he's all like, no, you weren't there, you didn't see it, he's gone. I know he's gone. And Caroline, being her encouraging self says something, I can't remember the exact line, so they get on board about talking about the twins again. There's this chest, and Caroline opens it, and I see an engagement, and she sees a box, which is an engagement ring. Now, so of course, Steven asks Caroline to marry him in this kind of cutesy way for Caroline. Of course she says yes, and it ends there. But here's the reason why I'm so irked about it, okay? His niece just died. Sarah literally just died in Steven's arms, like maybe 2 to 3 hours ago. Here is Damon and Enzo being evil, beyond control, and of course, nothing could stop Sybil at this moment. You have a really bad enemy on your tail. Everyone's evil. Bonnie is a wreck. Everyone's trying to find ways to save Steven and Enzo, and here you two are having sex and making out, and Damon, of course, whenever Steven turned evil, Damon didn't really give up on Steven, but after a few fails for Steven decides to finally give up on Damon. It shows you who the better brother is, I guess. And now they're engaged and getting married, and of course, the next episode's gonna be centered on the Caroline wedding, and I'm just over here like, really, can we, like, maybe wait to see if Damon turns not evil before we have a wedding? I mean, we could have another red wedding on our hands, guys. Guys, do you want it to end up like Joe and Alark's wedding? I don't want a Caroline wedding. I want a Delana wedding like we were promised in season 6. 6. Well, we weren't promised anything, but you know, why build up the Delana moments in season 6 only to have us crash way hard down and leave us with this? That's my thing. And I'm just over here like, it's totally an inappropriate time. Totally an inappropriate moment. It's kind of like David and Elena kissing after Caroline's mom just almost died. Okay. Inappropriate moments, guys. Pick your moments, choose your moments. Don't do that. Do that. At least wait a damn day after your niece dies. Niece dies to propose to Caroline. I'm just saying. Have some respect for other people, guys. Guys, I'm not saying I hate Caroline at the moment, but, you know, they're not my favorite people at this moment, and that's why. So there you guys have it. That was my review of Vampire Diaries Season 8, Episode 2. I hope the next episode is epic because I really need epicness. I really need epic for the last 14 episodes. I don't want a mediocre season for the final season. I want this to end really badassly. But what do you guys think? Are you encouraging the Caroline engagement? Did you actually think it was cute and romantic? Or do you think it was totally inappropriate like I did? Comment down below and let me know. And what do you think about Damon losing his memories of Elena and Sybil, replacing them? And we really need to turn that girl into a fish stick. I really hope Elena comes back and kicks her ass. Because that will be pretty entertaining, honestly. But I will leave you guys at that, and I hope you have an amazing Halloween. Bye!